Yes. Hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It's Nigel once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. So tomorrow is the Royal Rumble. Now I have stopped reviewing modern pay-per-views for the time being. Am I gonna go back to reviewing modern pay-per-views? I'm not sure, but I figured I might as well throw my predictions here and now. How for the matches? Of course, we have the men's and women's Royal Rumble. We have Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship, and we also have AJ Styles. Potentially, he and now almost like confirmed retiring against Gunther. Her after her not just as Shinsuke's diary got leaked, or not really leaked because he was the one who put the post up, even though he deleted it afterwards. Or, excuse me. Although to be fair, if Shinsuke didn't reveal that AJ Styles was retiring tomorrow, the journalist slash dirt sheets probably would have revealed it first. Like all, in my opinion, all Shinsuke did was beat them to the punch. But between AJ facing Shinsuke one last time at Saturday Night's main event, and then facing CM Punk for the world title on Raw, something that a lot of people said they wish had happened before AJ retired. It might be safe to assume that excuse me, that Gunther's adding another name to that retirement list. So, oh, uh, I am going to predict that Gunther's beating AJ. Yeah. As for the W Championship, apparently the report is that they want Drew to carry the championship into WrestleMania. So I'm guessing Sammy's probably gonna lose, tomorrow. As for the Rumble matches themselves, those, honestly, there's a few different ways they could go. Oh, for the women, and there are quite a few people. I think that they could choose. Like, there's a few people I can see them choosing to the point where I'm not even sure who could win it. Um, I hmm. I could see potentially Liv Morgan and winning it, although in my opinion she really doesn't need it. I can see Rhea Ripley, even though she really doesn't need it, and she's gonna be facing Io. Uh, here's a few directions they could go. I You could make the argument for Nikki Bella, um, but yeah, there's a few directions they could go. It's a bit up in the air for both matches. It's a bit up in the air. Whether that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you. For me, it's a little bit of both. Like, hey, a lot of people have commented that the hype to this year's Rumble and hasn't been nearly as potent as the other for a few years, which unfortunately happens sometimes with the Rumble. Well, as for the men's, and I could see if Sami Zayn loses the championship match to Drew, I could see him winning the Rumble. LA Knight would be a welcome surprise. Cody, I could see Cody winning it. He really doesn't need it. I would not like him to. And nothing against Cody, but I feel like a lot of people are starting to get kind of sick of Cody being in the world title picture. So him taking a step back, I think, would be cool. Now that Jacob Fatu is back, I can see him winning the Rumble. So there's a few different directions. But now that those are out of the way, let's get to the main review in hand. And let's jump back to 22 years earlier, or when and the man running the show nowadays, Triple H found himself once again standing across the ring and from his former friend, now turned rival Shawn Michaels, this time in Last Man Standing. So who would walk out World Heavyweight Champion, and who would be the last man standing? The second part, the answer is Triple H. As for who was the last man standing, nobody was. Let's talk about it. I'm talking about Triple H versus Shawn Michaels in the last man standing match at the Royal Rumble 2004. Now, as always, I'm not professional wrestling reviewer or analyst or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I had a pretty decent time when it comes to this match. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of already know this works. If you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match, as well as kind of detailing how we got here. So, in terms of how this match in specific came together, or I do, or I'm gonna take a peek here. So I'm gonna read this excerpt from the wiki. It says the main rivalry heading into the event from the Raw brand was between Triple H and Shawn Michaels over the World Heavyweight Championship. At Armageddon, Triple H defeated Goldberg and Kane in a triple threat to win the World Heavyweight Championship after interference from Evolution, that being Ric Flair and Batista. On the December 15th episode of Raw, Michaels and Rob Van Dam defeated Evolution, Triple H, Ric Flair, and Batista in a handicap match when Michaels pinned Triple H. As a result, Michaels earned a World Heavyweight Championship match against Triple H on the December 29th episode of Raw in his hometown of San Antonio, Texas. Michaels seemingly defeated Triple H to win the title, but the Raw general manager, Eric Bischoff, declared the match a draw due to both men's shoulders being down on the mat during the pinfall. As a result, Triple H retained the title. On the January 5th episode of Raw, the self-proclaimed sheriff of Raw, Stone Cold Steve Austin, announced that Triple H would defend the title against Michaels in a last man standing match at the Rumble. That's how we got there immediately. However, her comment is worth mentioning. Shawn and Triple H had been kind of feuding and a little bit on and off again. Like they had the match at SummerSlam 2002. Shawn Michaels took the World Heavyweight Championship from Triple H at Survivor Series 2002. In 2003, Shawn was kind of elsewhere. And Triple was firmly in the reign of terror, but I guess they decided to circle around back for the purpose of this match. And I guess starting with what I liked about how the match is they definitely put over they definitely put over the fight aspect of the match. Now, what do I mean by that per se? Hey, hey, it definitely feels like Shawn Michaels and Triple H, trying just about everything to put each other down. Oh, not permanently, but it almost feels permanently. But you guys get what I mean. And especially Triple H, there's a long stretch in the match where Triple H just keeps hammering Shawn with shots and just hoping that he stays down for the 10 count, but Shawn refuses to stay down, so it shows Shawn Michaels' determination. And they do also bring up both men's kind of history of injuries. Shawn with his back, and then Triple H with the quad tear that he had back in 2001. So, showing both men's and previous injuries, and then kind of in a way, road to recovery. But the fact that both could feasibly be exploited, and I think they definitely tried to get that across in the match. Like Shawn goes face first into the announce table, like trying to springboard off, and that's how Shawn gets busted open, and then Triple H gets dinked in the head with a chair, and then he gets busted open. So both men are bleeding buckets. There is a part earlier in the match where Shawn does lock Triple H in the figure four. So both men just really trying to keep each other down on for the 10 count and a really good back and forth in that aspect. And then they do put over on commentary how much it means to both men. And after the match ends, which it does end in a draw, and we will definitely get to that. Bold move to have two Shawn versus Triple H matches is as we saw in the excerpt that I kind of quickly read. It bold move to have two matches between the two in a row end in a draw. So it almost seems like nothing gets resolved. In a way, excuse me. In a way, I suppose I kind of get it if you want to protect both men. Like, try to have Triple H walk out world champion while not necessarily having Shawn lose. And I do like how both men are taken out on a stretcher at first. When it's Shawn's turn, because they do bring out two stretchers, Triple H is wheeled to the back. But when it's Shawn's turn, he doesn't need that stretcher. He gets up and tries to walk, and ultimately he is helped to the back by by the referees and everything. So, they do put over Shawn's heart and resiliency to try to continue to fight hate and try to continue on and walk to the back on mostly his own power. So I think they were able to get their message across in that way, and on that merit, I can kind of appreciate that. In terms of what I didn't quite like as much, for starter, hers felt very punch heavy. There was a lot of punches, his and chops between the two. I don't, I kind of get it. It adds that fight feel, but felt like it was a little excessive throughout the course of the match, and also last man standing matches because of the 10 count. To the ebb and flow can be kind of thrown off a bit. Thankfully, we didn't see too much of it here, but it is there in doses. And of course, there is the draw finish, which the fans and react exactly how you would expect. Now, not the heaviest boos that either man would receive in their careers, but the fans are not happy. They also chant BS at it. Jim Ross, bless his heart, he tries to spin it as, oh, they're upset that Shawn didn't win the match. That at all, they're upset because Shawn didn't win the match because he felt close to winning the match and he couldn't pull off the win. Well, I mean, that's r slash technically the truth. You are technically correct, which I suppose is the best kind of correct. But at the same time, yeah, that's not necessarily why they're upset. That I'm sure that's partially why some of them are upset, but also because it was a non-finish. And apparently, I forget which match had gotten cut or reduced. Who's if I remember correctly, I'll take a scroll through to see here. I believe there was a match that was cut from for the broadcast because as this match went long. It might have been cuts to the Rumble match itself. But I believe there was an aspect. Hey, might have been a match pulled or so because they wanted to give as much time, or actually, if I remember correctly, it might have been from the WWE Championship match between Brock Lesnar and Hardcore Holly, aka the match as Holly getting revenge for Brock breaking his neck. Joy. But I believe he length of time was cut from that match because they wanted to give as much time to his match as possible, which cool, but you ended in a draw. Time well spent, I guess, and resources well spent. And it's and thankfully, the match doesn't feel like it drags too long, but it does drag at times. If you were going to cut time from the other matches, why not have a decisive win? I think people, oh, don't get me wrong, we are firmly still in the reign of terror era of Triple H as World Heavyweight Champion. I think people would have been less upset if Triple H just got the decisive win outright, as opposed to it being a very non-finish with it ending in a draw. And it wouldn't even be over from here because then Shawn would insert himself into the World Heavyweight Championship match at making a triple threat at WrestleMania 20, which I've reviewed on the channel. If you haven't already, go check out that review. I believe I reviewed it last year, if I'm not mistaken. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on those post notifications so you know every single time I upload a video, so you never miss an upload. And let me know in the comment section below, not just your thoughts on this match and my review of the match, but also let me know, are you guys watching the Rumble tomorrow? Me, I will be. I forked over the $30 for ESPN Unlimited. Hopefully it's worth my while. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.